We were supposed to talk about the alchemy of authorship. Okay. And Margaret Williams here. I help William. I help women who have been marginalized to elevate their voices, stop surviving power systems, and start leading with freedom, influence, and authority. Okay. Why the internet isn't working? It's working, but I just can't get him in here. Okay. So it's not like I didn't try. Okay. So um where do we go from here? This is a mess. You know I'm a perfectionist, okay? And I do not like things not going according to plan, but it's beyond my control, okay? Um I'm doing well today. I was having Gunner to come in and talk to us about writing a book. Tell me how many of you guys are interested in writing a book, or have you written a book already? No responses? Well, I have wrote a book, okay? I wrote a book in 2017. I self-published, okay? And so I would definitely like to write another book as well. So my thought process is, do I want to write a sequel from the first book I wrote, or do I want to start all over again? Oh, you're working on a book right now? That's good. That's good. Is it fiction or nonfiction? Did you want to talk about that? Um, oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we can talk about your book writing, okay? I think that's a wonderful thing to share with people because fiction based off of true facts. Oh, I love that. Yes, yes. Um, there's a particular writer here on Substack. I can't think of his name. He has this comic series. I love that. Okay. And where you talk about superheroes and things like that. Uh, so all of us are content creators and we're always writing things, right? Uh, people are using their journals to write things in there. Had anybody thought about turning their journal into a book? Okay. Okay, yes, I know that's right. Okay. So the journal, we can use the journal for to make a book. We can use it to make repurpose our material, okay, our content. And it helps to encourage. Well, that's okay. We have a lot of choices, okay? We have a lot of choices. So it's like, do you write your story or do you wait till you die and let somebody else write it? That's your autobiography. Um, I have an interesting story myself, and I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, do I want to write a story about it? I mean, write a book about it because I think that most of our transformations are uh, are really interesting. The challenges that we go through, the challenges and roadblocks that we go through, and the things that we have to figure out on a daily basis. And when we look back over our lives, we like, man, I got an interesting story. I could write a book and it can change lives. We see all the books that are written out there that changes lives. Okay, I had an interview with Bob Berg about Go Giver. Okay, it was one of my favorite books when I read it, and to find out that he was on Substack, I'm like. I hit him up. I'm like, hey Bob, you want to go live? And we went live and we talked about his book. Okay. Um, And right now, I'm working on a course. I really didn't want to talk about that, but I got to talk about something since I'm here. Okay, I'm working on this course. Okay, And it's another book that I'm reading. Okay, the five functions of a dysfunctions of a team. Okay, and I'm going to get more and more into this. Okay, because like I said, I'm taking this course, and that's why I really hadn't been on Substack a lot, because being a certified coach, I have to get continuing education credits every year. Okay, to keep my certification. And so this is one of the this is one of the certifications that I was interested in getting, the dysfunctions of a team. Okay. And when we look at the dysfunctions of a team, okay, which also correlates with the individual. And I don't know if you guys read this book, but this book is by Patrick Lencioni. Okay. And it is a national bestseller. Okay. So a lot of people write their books and they make a lot of money off these books, and get royalties on it. Okay. Like Bob Berg, he wrote that book, what, I don't know, 5, 10 years ago, and he's still making money off of it. Okay. When people write their books, they can also turn it into a course, okay, and offer it to people. So writing a book can really catapult your career. Okay, it shows that, oh, he's a subject matter expert. Okay, yes, and like Stephen Covey was another one of my favorite writers too. Okay, he's dead and gone, but his legacy lives on through the written word. Okay, and so with this particular book, the five dysfunctions of a team, we start at the bottom. Okay, like in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, we're looking at trust. It's the foundation, and as we know, without trust, we have nothing to 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 work with. Okay, so building trust, we have to cultivate and nurture relationships, right? And that's how we have to get to know each other and see what our likes and dislikes, and then we'll determine, okay, this person may be cool, based on maybe on their values. Okay, that's what I base things on. If I meet you, and we might have a lot of things in common. Okay, and our energy might match very well. However, if I don't trust you, that relationship is not going to go that far. And we know that without trust. That's why trust is the foundation of any relationship. I don't care what it is. Okay? It could be business, it could be personal, but if you can't trust an individual, then you can't go nowhere with that relationship. Okay? That's including with your boss. Okay? I wouldn't tell him or her that. Okay, but I will watch their moves very, very closely, and to see what they're saying is matching up to what they're doing. Okay, and then the next step in this book is conflict. Okay, for every team and for every individual, we have problems and we have roadblocks. Okay, so conflict is sometime in many ways is conflict is good, because it allows us to step outside of our comfort zone and say to ourselves, what is going on here? Okay, what is going on? Most times we realize when we take a step back and look, it's us, it's not the other person. Okay, maybe we made some assumptions that was not true about the person or about the situation. Okay? What part did I play in this conflict? and what can I do to resolve it? Okay? Maybe it's a matter of compromising with the individual. First, where are you coming from? Okay? Meet the person where they are. It's like, okay, what we working with here? Okay? What's the issue? Sometimes the issue might be the person might be going through some uh personal challenges, and they just come to work and they just take it out on everybody else. Okay? And so making a person aware, well, look, you made me feel uncomfortable here. And I don't like the way you talk to me. We got to be direct to people. Okay? We got to be direct and go right to the source. Okay? Because if you don't, this conflict is just going to continue to simmer, simmer, simmer. It's like a steam like a coffee pot or whatever. You put it on the stove and then you like then you see all the steam coming out. So if you don't address the issue, it's always best to address the issue at the lowest level, right? You said constructive criticism is always helpful. Absolutely. And that's what I love about you, Wendy, because when you see something ain't right, you're going to speak up and you're going to talk and you're going to say it. Okay. And I love that. Okay. But there's also a time and a place too. We have to also take that in consideration. So I try to, you know, when I'm talking to people, try to see things from other people's perspective. Okay? We cannot always see things from another person's perspective, right? Right. We can't always do that. And that's we're all human, okay? We need to give each other grace. Okay? I, okay, I screwed up and I made some assumptions that were not true. Okay? And I can come back and tell the person, yeah, I made some assumptions that were not true about you. And so I'm going to come back and tell you, yeah, I made a mistake and I'm sorry. Okay? When we make a mistake, we have to be accountable for for our actions. Okay? And we do that, then we can resolve these conflicts much easier, right? So as we go up this triangle, okay, we started with trust, then we talked about conflict. Now let's talk about commitment. Okay, commitment. If you're not committed, you can't help yourself and you can't help anybody else, right? Wendy said we all fall short. Is taking responsibility that shows true integrity. Absolutely. I couldn't I agree with you wholeheartedly. You know what? You're making so much sense up here. I'm gonna call you up here, Wendy, because you and I were supposed to talk anyway. All right? And okay. I was Wendy, let me find you. I don't know what happened to Gunner. Okay. Bless his heart. This is nothing. This is nothing against him at all. But the show must go on. We can't sit here. We have to have communication. We need to keep things moving, And so uh I don't know why. I don't know why I can't pull you up here, Wendy. Oh, maybe because you said you down. Okay, I was using the wrong name. Duh. Okay, I'm gonna call you up here. Yeah, because you and I always talking and we always like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, come on up here. Yeah, come on up here. Yeah, because I think we can have much better discussion with two people versus one because this is not what I had planned, but we have to be flexible and adaptable anyway. And the show must go on. Period. Okay. This is nothing against nobody. Okay. And when we talking about writing, okay, we're talking authorship, we're talking about authority. Each and every one of you are an authority in your subject matter expertise. Okay? So, when you think about that, what kind of story can you write? Okay? Are you writing the story for future leaders? Are you writing the story for maybe your future children who could be the future leaders of this country? How can you see this story playing out? Okay, we all are creative. We all have creative minds. Okay, so what does the story look like that you want to write about? Are you a superhero helping others, working through like what do you call it, Superman? Okay, and then when I think about a lot of these stories too, what was that brand that Stan Lee? Is that Stan Lee? All his series and stuff. Oh man, I used to love that stuff. And then when I see these things, and then I think about, wow, I could write a story too. Okay, I could actually see myself being a actual a superhero helping people out at night. Okay, during the day, I'm doing my blogging, whatever. So come up with a framework.
Get ready. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my. I couldn't get my other thing ready on together.
You don't have to apologize. You here.
No,
It's
hold
all
on.
good.
Get it. There we go. Hold on. Get it clicked up a better. At a better angle. There we go. All right.
Hey, you got Marilyn Monroe. You can't go wrong with that picture in the
Right.
background. Okay.
I wanted to make sure that my plug was hooked up. Yeah. So I have So I have my what do you call it? Enough juice because I was running out of juice. I had to have all my ducks in a row. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
All right, let me turn this up so I can hear you better. Here we go. There we go. All right. Can you hear me
Can't see
good?
your face. I
Okay.
can't see your face.
I know I was down at the beach a little earlier today, so I didn't get much sun,
Okay.
but
I hope you use some sunscreen.
I was under the pavilion. There's yeah, but I did my mother
Okay.
every 15 minutes she's spritzing shit on me. So, but my
Okay.
son
Okay. Now,
is buying a pontoon boat from my uncle. So hopefully we'll have that for the 4th of July and that kind of stuff. We'll be tooling around on we boat people.
still can't see you.
You can't see
We
me?
still can't see you. No, we can't see. But maybe it's my. Oh, there we go. There we go. It was my keyboard was in the way.
Okay, I was gonna
Okay.
say.
Because
But
so
yeah,
you was talking about books. Okay. What did you say? What did you say
boats.
about a
My
book?
son was gonna buy a boat from my uncle,
Right.
so we're gonna be boat
Right.
people.
No, it's all good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Why you?
It's a pontoon, but nothing special, but something to have fun for the summer, that kind of stuff, whatever. But
Yeah. Why
yeah,
not?
yeah. So the discussion was oh, I spoke to Ashley, and we are going to talk about that when she finds out more information about
Okay.
the other Ashley. So, but to hit around about that subject without saying too much, um, there is not just with her, but Oceana and Yanni. I have been speaking with them, and they're very hurt. They're taking a break. Oceana, I don't know if she's going to be coming back. I'm hoping she will.
I hope
I've
so.
reached out to
She's
Yanni, and he said that they're just kind of taking a necessary break, whatever. But I told him if there's any kind of any support or anything I could do, which is not much, other than just make awareness for people out there that this platform needs to be for safe a safe space for creators and not for predators. And we've been
uh,
finding out that more and more people are preying upon because we're creators. We're innocent. Most creators are wounded anyways. That's why we create through our pain. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, yes.
predators will find this an easy platform to prey upon people like who are vulnerable. And
I know,
Oceana
right?
and Yanni, unfortunately, were vulnerable to this person, and that's, unacceptable. And I just, I'm horrified by it, and I don't want it to happen to other people that I care about, because I care about people in this community, especially those who are trying to benefit other people, as you and I are trying to. That's, what my focus is. I'm not doing anything, per se now to benefit anybody, but my knowledge, and try to help other people, other people, their other creators, I should say, network and, push their information or whatever that I feel that's, um, substantial information or necessary that, I want to share. Because there's a lot of creators out there that, they have good content, but it's not worthy of everything sharing. But then there's other creators that, have so much information and just so much, wisdom or creativity to share that, I feel that's, I try to share as much as I can whenever I see it, and it's not a whole lot, but if I can restack it, that helps them. That's, like right now I'm still unemployed, I'm still trying to get my employment, fighting with legal, that kind of crap. But I can't help out financially, but I can help out as far as my time and, whatever, that kind of little bit, whatever, and that's every bit, a little bit helps. That's all we can do, is what we can do when we can do it. Kind of like a roundabout. Get in where you fit in.
There it
You can't go
is.
no faster than this, than this rounding speed. So, you're gonna get flipped out of the loop. To stay course, you gotta, hug the corners tight.
Yeah, right. Everybody's mesmerized by the Marilyn Monroe photo over there,
Oh, they love
okay?
it? Yeah, I did that. A friend of mine did that. Another friend of mine did that long ago. I actually have these lights. I gotta get them, like I want to put them around, and then they'll light up. It'll light up. The frame will light up. Yeah.
Yes, right. We light up the world,
I
okay?
like. Yeah. I like to have my, like in my bedroom. I have the drama masks, and I have twink like fairy lights through them, like, So I'm doing all kinds of different shit. Whatever. It's just my creativity. It's my expression. I do jewelry. I had my a necklace on earlier that I did. I get a lot of compliments. From, just whatever stuff that, sometimes it's stuff that falls apart that I put together and recreate, or stuff that, I find that, and I put it together, whatever. And I have people, oh, can you make me that? No, I made it for me, not for you. I don't want to get into the, making masks, whatever. I guess maybe later on, I might do it, just for, whatever. But um, I'm not trying to create to make money. I'm just trying to create for me, to, for an expression to share. Like this is, I'm sharing that with, whoever's watching. Yeah. So yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
I
So
have,
what about
yeah, that's how we, we all create in different ways. We all have to express art in our own ways. Some through music, from, through expression, through words, their voice. Like even some people just hear, they don't, they don't want to be seen or heard. They just, but they do their little part by pushing other and promoting other people's work, and that's a lot. That means a lot to a lot of different creators. Just, that, voiceless, faceless person out there still enjoys your content. And that's what I think we all want to be seen and heard, you know?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so we support each other in that endeavor, and
Yeah.
I think that's a wonderful
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. And that's why I love this platform. I love that, for the most part, like just recently we've run into some snags here, but you're going to find that everywhere. For the most part, this is a very safe and comfortable platform for a lot of different creative types. And I'm not talking, you have difference from one spectrum to the other, different faiths, different nationalities, different cultures. And I love that. I love the diversity. I don't want the same cookie cutter shit. I just, I had enough of that in the military, and that serves its purpose, and it has everything. It has its, a place and a space for everything. But sometimes, I like the abstract.
Okay.
I've always been a Picasso kind of bitch, or a Pollock.
Okay.
You know,
All
right?
right. I
I don't
respect
always
it.
see things the way everybody else does. I always see it through, the tinted glass or the water. The water escapes through distorted vision. But sometimes that distorted vision that gives you that different perspective. Because when you're thinking outside of the box, every time you think inside the box, you're not going to get anything but the box.
What's that? What good
What
is
the
that?
fuck? I'm trying to get something different. That's madness right there, repeating the same shit. You can't repeat the same
Okay.
equation and expect a different, outcome. That's Einstein right there. So yeah. And a lot of your creative types take a lot of hallucinogens or out about meditation, out about experience, sweat lodges, whatever. We all have our different outlets, and like I said, a lot of people um, have experienced some kind of pain. It's either an escape or just a way to dull, you know. But it's also, like I said, it's also gives you different. Sometimes it opens your eyes to different things. And
Yeah,
for
right.
me, um, my it's for me from what I've been through. A lot of times, it helps me to be more compassionate and see other people's perspective. And I'm a type person. I spit shit out, as you know. I have
Me
no
too.
filter, and as I get older, I really don't give a fuck.
Me
But
neither.
um, and sometimes it has a purpose. But there's sometimes when I gotta dial it back. I gotta okay. But um, I think that's the best part about that. I think that's more people. The less reserved we are, we have to talk about the uncomfortable things. We have to talk about things that you know um, that nobody else is talking about because it's never gonna get solved unless we deal with it head on. How you gonna change a problem if you never fucking deal with it?
Exactly.
Ignoring it don't make it go away.
It makes it worse. It's
And
called
I'll
it.
tell you right fucking now, don't try to tell me that you're gonna pray that shit away.
Oh, you know what? Prayer
Some things
without.
you can. Okay, when it comes to
Oh,
your bills, okay, whatever, or getting your grass greener, whatever the fuck. But when it comes to changing a pedophile or a rapist or a manipulator or a fraudster, no, that's when you need to get the fucking law involved. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Hello. And if I hurt your
okay.
feelings with some fucking honesty, you need to stop believing that bullshit you tell yourself.
I called you up here for a reason because you talk truth. Okay.
Like I said, and it's I don't. It's life is too short to beat around the fucking bush. Let me tell you something. I take that bush, I burn it, I chop it down, I roll it up, and I smoke it.
Okay. All right. There it
That's my
is.
bush right
There it
there.
is.
That's
There
my bush.
it is.
I smoke that shit out.
Okay. Okay. All
That was just
right.
a proof point. Because I
All
can.
right. It
No, I'm
sounds
not
good
going
now.
to. I'll be good. Yeah, yesterday was my birthday, so I had,
Huh?
I
Happy
went and bailed
birthday.
my
Happy
son
late
out
birthday.
because he needed me to drive him somewhere for his practice because his car broke down. So I did sat around, but I got free cake. I got a free loaf of bread, free scoop of ice cream. I got one of my favorite kind of cakes from one of my favorite delis, and a little Jewish shop right around the corner. I'm like, oh, I love their food. And he said it was a beautiful day out, so I sat out there, and then afterwards he took me to dinner. So I had dessert first because life is short.
Huh?
And I, waited for him to get done, and then I get to look at all the pretty asses coming in and out because there's some
Eh,
some fine
eh.
ass men coming in and out of that. I know that some of them are my age, some of them are a little younger, but hey, that's okay. I'm allowed to look.
Sure is.
But my son he's coached. Well, not just coached there, but he trains there, and he also um coaches other people, because he's a professional MMA fighter, and he's got a fight coming up in July 30th. He just got signed,
Okay.
so
Okay.
he's
What's
doing
his
some
weight
extra
class?
whatever. So when
What's
he
his
called
weight
me, he's like,
class?
"Mom, my old pan, blah blah blah, whatever, man." I was like, "Okay, I had to drive you out there." So it was no big deal, but that's how I spent my birthday yesterday.
Cool. What's his weight class?
He is a light feather. So he
Okay.
gets down. He gets down to like 155 something. He's solid muscle, solid. Just I mean, let me put it to you this way. I started him off in he started swim class because my mom lives by a lake. So he's swimming when he was 6 months. Then I got him into wrestling class when he was 4, and then he got into like baseball. He didn't. He loved. He's really good at it, but he didn't like it because he didn't take his attention span. Football, he was good at it, and then he got into karate when he was 7, and then jujitsu, and he wrestled all the way up through high school. Um, Played football through high school. He became state champ his senior year for wrestling. And then he got into the MMA when he was probably about, I want to say like 15, 16, because the neighbor behind him, his brother had a gym. And so, and Josh took to like duck the water. So, and he was, watched his dogs, whatever, whatever. So they became really, really close. And then he became a professional MMA fighter a few years back, and he's very good. You don't want, let me tell you something, you don't want to get him on the floor because that's his favorite spot. He loves to wrestle. And don't fuck with his mama because he will kick your ass. He loves his
Okay.
mama. Yeah, he don't play. Because I've had a couple guys step to me. He's like, "What?" They're like, and they all know him. People know him from around here. Because he's like I said, he did a lot of wrestling and done a lot of other sports. So this area, he's very well known. Plus in Detroit, he's very well known. People, that's why it's hard for him to get a fight in the state because he's that well known for his weight class. And usually guys will back out the last minute when they see how good he is. And that pisses him off because he's taking all that time to cut weight, train, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And then testing and all that's expensive. And they don't get repaid. If the person bails out, they don't get compensated. He's screwed out of that money. So, and Michigan's a dick state. They're very it's all because he would be in UFC if it wasn't for he chooses not to be what do you call it raped by the political shit because it's all about money. It's all dirty. It's like Don
We know
King.
that.
Remember when Don King was in the boxing
Yes.
shit? MMA.
Yes.
There's some creepy. Well, you see the White House. They got that UFC fight. That is some dirty fucking shit. Dirty. It's all fucking. It's all like what's rigged or whatever, whatever. And Josh, my son, refuses to fucking die for anybody. He's got integrity because I raised him that way, and he's not going to take money to fucking make somebody else fucking. He's not going to take money.
Dive.
He's just not. He's not going to take money, and he's
Good for
so yeah.
him. Good for him.
So he does it the hard, whatever way. But let me tell you what, in his field, in his area, in his niche, people that know him know he's a badass and he's very well respected. And in the what are you the I don't know clique of MMA, his MMA world, yeah, especially in Detroit, he's very well known.
Well, I know you're very proud of him. I know
Oh,
you're very
absolutely,
proud.
absolutely. And they know when I go, I can't watch I'm not allowed to speak. Everybody else in that fucking stadium is screaming. "Ah, he's so screaming his name. Ah." I'm not allowed to say shit because for
Why?
years of me training him, listen to me, I distract him, right? And you hear
Okay,
my voice
okay.
distracts him. I can't be. He will not want. He don't want to be distracted. Because he hears my voice. It's like me hearing him as a child, right? You can hear all the other children scream. My son screamed like, you're like, you know. So, I don't. I'm not. In fact, it's hard for me to even watch. I have to watch it on my phone, and I videotape it. So I'm watching it on my phone, and so I'm pretending I'm watching on TV. That's my story. I'm sticking to it because I really want to climb over the fence and be like, "Ah, I got it, baby, get him," and I can't, and I can't yell. Everybody else is screaming, so I'm like quiet, going, and he's very lost. He's only lost a couple times, and that was because he cut weight the wrong way, and yeah, he cut one time. He dropped too much water weight and he wasn't hydrated enough and he pooped out. And the other time was when after you cut weight and you make the weight, you're allowed because it's the next day you fight, right? You're allowed the
Right.
night before is when you weigh in. After that, everybody goes and pigs out and does whatever. Well, his dumb ass went and fucking ate a bunch of pasta and fucking carved out. And then his fucking go and he crapped out and he couldn't, so the only time he's ever lost is when he fucked up with his eating or whatever, not cutting weight the right way. But like I said, he's very very dedicated to what he does. So, but like I said, it's very hard for me to watch anybody with their
Of
child.
course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, but yeah, I think this time we'll be in Michigan. I'm hoping it won't, so I don't have to drive out of state. Because usually we're driving like freaking Texas or fucking Tennessee or I've been to Iowa, I've been to Wisconsin. Yeah, we've been a lot of different states.
What about the Olympics? Was that a
Well,
possibility?
I like this. That's another. You have to be known, and to be known is to run through the circuits of. So I don't know. He's gonna be what he just turned 33. So yeah, he's at the age where he's gonna be done with the
Getting
career.
out?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's he's getting hurt more frequent and not healing as fast, and I don't want him to do any permanent damage.
No,
And he
no,
can
too
always
many.
teach and train, and he's very smart. He knows a lot of sports medicine, all that, so he could very be easily be a sports medicine coach or whatever, and something like that, and make money,
Absolutely. And he
or
could
even a
even
personal
be,
because personal training, yeah, because he makes
yeah,
money doing that too on the side, makes personal training, yeah,
absolutely. And
yeah,
he could train the fighters himself because he
yeah.
knows, you know, all the moves and everything to do.
And like I
So,
said, he's been doing this since he was small child. 4 years old, he's been wrestling. Karate
okay,
since he was 7. Jiu-jitsu since he was like, I think 10 or 11. Yeah, and then yeah, karate, jiu-jitsu. He's got five different styles: wrestling,
nice.
karate, jiu-jitsu, boxing, and taekwondo.
Look at all of that. He can make
Yeah,
money in a
and hey
number of
Michelle,
ways.
and he wants to eventually maybe go to Taiwan or Thailand. Thailand's where they big fighting there. In fact, one of his coaches that he used to have, was the only American that's ever come close to winning a title in Thailand. Because Thailand's like where the MMA really originated. Yeah, he's a badass there. Yeah, and Josh has went there to fight before too and shit. So yeah, he's went to like other countries and done so. But that costs a lot of money, and travel right now, and him being brown because he's mixed and he's very light skinned coming out of Detroit. He don't want that shit because he could be look like Lebanese or fucking Iranian or whatever
It
because
shouldn't
the Muslim
matter, but
population is whatever, yeah, Muslim population. So and it's very sad that Michigan's we don't hear you don't hear about as much as Minneapolis or California, but we have our own shit here. We have
well,
data centers and oh yeah, we have shit that's happened in Detroit, like out in Dearborn, that kind of shit, because that's where a lot of your Muslim population lives out that way. In fact, we have the largest, I want to say, Middle Eastern population in the United States. Period.
absolutely.
Yeah, in Dearborn per
Right,
capita
right.
out of the whole country. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you have a lot of racists, and that's because we also have what was it, Timothy McVeigh is from Michigan. The Proud Boys kind of area, that in fact out where my mother lives is one of the largest. It's a paintball. It's a paintball, right? And
Right.
it's basically a cult, and and it's you have to they have I've seen, and it's funny as hell when they have their it's like a camp out or whatever, it's family week or whatever, and you see everybody in fucking fatigues, and it's lying down D19 because it's this big camp, right? It's in the edge of town kind of thing, and you see everybody, they're all in fatigues and they're all fucking painted up. The
Mm,
kids, the dog. I've seen dogs in fatigues. Like seriously, people get a life. Like, but I've seen the same at U of M games. We're just hardcore people here in Michigan.
go blue. I grew up
Right?
in Michigan, so
Right?
yeah, I
Go
know.
blue or
Been there,
go
done
home.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, green, there's, you got, then you have people that, or they have the half shirt, green and then blue, because this is like the dueling banjos, right?
You
I'm
got
only
the
10 minutes away from Ann Arbor, so I'm a huge U of M fan, die hard.
hey, and
And
there's a
eventually I want to go to
militia.
school there. I'm going to Washington right now. I want to my grades get better. I'm going to Eastern and then eventually U of M. So
Okay.
that's my goal, anyways. My goal, anyways. And it's not going to
Okay.
be for a long time because I'm going part time, so it's at a crawl's pace. I'm hoping if I, because I got a girl that might be moving in here. She's a friend of mine, and she's really good at computers. And if she don't move in here, I'm just gonna start going to the library and start doing stuff because I need to learn more about my laptop and more about how to utilize chat, you know. And I really don't want to use chat, GBT or whatever the fuck it is, too much. But I need to learn how to get better studying skills to where I can keep up. Because it's a whole new way of studying. It's not like and my studying skills are obsolete compared to what they're doing shit now. So and that's my goal is to get hone my skills because I want to maybe go full time. If I can't, if she moves in here, I can go full time. I can afford to go full time with my VA benefits and what they're paying me to go to school. So and then I can focus on just my studies. But if not, I'll have to start work again, and so it's it is what it is. I'm still waiting to hear back from that law firm to find out about my unemployment because if I can get that for another, even do for another couple months, I can at least do this first semester full time because that's what my goal is to try to try to see how I can do if I can go full time.
Full time
So,
is 3 classes.
well, 3 to 4 depending on how many credits,
Right.
and that's the thing. It's the credits that give me the percentage of what my the pay because I think I can get an extra up to like 800 and some dollars more for my just on top of my 50% that I get. And that's another thing too is I gotta apply for my PTSD so I can get my 100%, or at least get for my PTSD because I've been denied that for bullshit, whatever. So and that's that's another thing that maybe I need to do a live on is to get with other veterans and to talk about MST and the disability ratings and how because I know I can't be the only one that they fuck with on trying to deny that shit. If they're always trying to save a buck or fucking gaslight us, and like they try to make me feel like I did something to ask for it, and I'm sure that there's other cases where the women they got their shit easy and whatever, but I'm not one of those cases. I'm one of them bitches they like to degrade and make it they like to make me feel like I'm the one who fucking asked for it, and that shouldn't be happening. We have enough of that shit in fucking the private sector, let alone you know military should be held to a higher standard. That's what I was told when I served. Right?
Okay.
Hello.
Double standard.
Fucking A, the hypocrisy makes me sick. And that's what right there. Public office, regardless of what it fucking is, you're like the military. Same with fucking being a cop. You shouldn't be fucking getting away with shit. You should be getting held to a higher standard. So much higher standard. Because you are a public servant. And you're working for us. We pay your fucking salary.
They
But
forget that.
they do. They forget that. They there's not enough oversight to keep their ass in check, and there needs to be because I don't know if you've been watching. It's like the fucking Wild West and fucking this goddamn shit because they're cops left and right just disrespecting people, and I don't know. It may be gone all along, but people are getting more and more wise to fucking getting their cameras hooked up, and that shit's being captured and caught. And
Well,
this
you
needs to
know,
be some major overhauls, major changes. That's why one of the reasons it lets me know that there people like me are necessary to fucking go to college and to study law, so we can make motherfuckers like that accountable and start questioning why. Because that's one of the reasons I have problems with with the church, and I had problems with the church because I always questioned why, and they didn't have the answers for me. Well, goddamn it, you don't have the answers for me. I'm gonna find them somewhere else, and I have. I've been finding, I find them in other places, and that's where my journey has led me, and that's what's made me stronger, and that's what's led me to people like you to help, keeps me stronger, and that's why I love this community because um, I'm hoping to get my friend Ann in here because she's another strong woman. She's not into this, this kind of stuff. She has her own whatever, but she helps me in other ways, and we're helping each other. She needs a place to stay, get away from an abusive relationship, but her dog is the only issue because she's got a pit bull, and they don't allow pit bulls in here. So we got a an emotional support thing from her doctor, so hopefully we can get her in that way. But if not, I'm whatever. It is what it is. So I've made plans with her, and I've made plans without her, regardless. So I know I'm moving forward. But if I could make her part of my plan, that'd be great because that's only going to make me stronger and help her out. And that network only, women, we already have society dragging us down. We don't need to do it to each other. To uplift each other every day is what we need to do. And I see on these, people like us, we have, that make that content. But then there's also women I know that make the negative content. They're part of the problem. And we are a part of the solution. And we need to find ways to get rid of the problem and get more of the solution.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
So, but and also that's one of my things is I call them bitches out every chance I get. Like there's one little young bitch on there that she got so many fucking filters on her face, and when you see that bitch in real fucking without the Kodak moment, she is a fucking shriveled up hag. Bitch, who the fuck you trying to play like you 20 something? Bitch, you 40 whatever, just like the rest of us. Fucking, shit. I dial it up, but I ain't fucking trying to fucking hide what I got. I mean, I'm trying to accentuate what I have, not trying to. And not only that, then she's trying to gaslight people and fucking like, oh, white people are the fucking racist ones. Bitch, have you been seeing the world? You got fucking eyes? Like, okay, white people are the problem. Get the that kind of bullshit, fucking gaslighting Darbo shit. And I call it out every chance I get. And I know I like a lot of times I'll, it's just clickbait or it's a bot, but some of it is real people out there, and I'm especially when you're black and you fucking singing for fucking Trump. I got some memes, girl. I got some memes. And I don't give a fuck. I call it. It is what it is. If it feel, like I said, it hurts your feelings. Stop believing the bullshit you tell yourself because they're getting paid to say it. Either that, or you gotta be the stupidest fucking pedophile, cheating mother. What? I can't. There's no other way. Either you're stupid as fuck, you're a pedophile, or you're corrupt as hell. That's the only way you're gonna want to play with that.
Okay, yes.
Or racist.
Yeah.
You gotta be all, because the racists love to hang with that. They all day hanging hard. And that's, I can't be friends with someone that's blind to the fucking oppression of others. And
Right.
then complacent with just saying, oh, it's okay, and that's just the way it is. Or, just, I can't get involved. It's not my place to say anything. That's the problem we have. The indifference.
Yes.
And just like, oh well, it's not my place, but and sometimes like Ashley, the other Ashley was saying, it's not that she doesn't care. She just feels like she doesn't have enough input to say anything without feeling like she's causing more problem or insulting anybody or stepping on toes. And that's I try telling her sometimes it's not even about that. Sometimes it's just speaking up to be heard, to let them know that, hey, let me give you an example. I was on a Greyhound bus coming back from Florida back to Michigan, right? Because I had, it was after I got out of the military. I went down there to visit a friend. I was coming back in, go to Michigan to join the Navy, right? This is when you could smoke on the bus. You could smoke cigarettes on the bus in the back seats. So I'm sitting in the back. I'm the only girl because I'm always the only girl with a bunch of guys, because I'm like another dude. I'm not trying to flirt with any of them. I can hang with them. I can talk shit and, carry on with the best, right? So we're all back there cracking jokes, and some of them are dirty or whatever. Well, this one guy, he ain't got no teeth, and I'm not saying anything about people, no whatever, because I have bad dental, yeah. But he was talking earlier about how he had a girlfriend, and she wasn't Cherokee, I would not Navajo. What she was,
Navajo?
I want to say Navajo. I think Iroquois, because Iroquois is more
Okay.
Michigan, right?
Okay.
And I have a friend of mine, her parents are Iroquois. So, anyways. He was telling me he's got a girl that's in Iroquois. She's beautiful, and she makes him some wonderful peanut butter and nanner sandwiches. La 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 la. Well, then he's later on. He's telling these racist fucking jokes, going on and on and on about it, and everybody else is fucking laughing, and I'm getting uncomfortable, and I'm not fucking laughing. Finally, I spoke up. I said, "You know what? Why do you think it's fucking funny when we have other people? That's insulting. You need to stop." Well, blah. If God wanted us to be, the same, because we're all the same inside. Because if you wanted us the same, you'd have made us the same color as what his ignorant ass said. I said, well, that's funny because you don't mind dating a red-blooded woman, a red-skinned woman that just made you the peanut butter and nanner sandwiches, but their dark skin is too complex. Their dark complexion is too much for you. I go, you need to shut your fucking mouth and start being respectful to everybody on the bus. And everybody got quiet. And the bus had stopped. We come to whatever, whatever. Well, I went in to call my mom and tell her I'm gonna be, I'm here, whatever, whatever, right? Because this is back when you could call on the payphone and say, Mom, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not going to accept the charges. And she knows where I'm at. Mom, I'm in, such and such. I'm in Cincinnati, yada, yada, right? Just to let her know where I'm at, that I'm okay. And, that was our little thing. So I'm trying to call on the phone, doing my thing. And this little black man come up to me. And he said, excuse me, I want to thank you. Can I buy you a cup of coffee? Oh, I don't really drink coffee. Not to be rude. Because can I buy you a soda? I go, sure. He came back and he goes, I want to thank you for speaking up. You're the only person. Not only are you the only person to speak up, but you were the only girl in our fucking sea of men back there. Because there was at least 6 or 7. And I was the only person to speak up. And the only girl to speak up. And well, I really didn't do it for you. I did it for me because I felt uncomfortable. And I didn't want to insult anyone else because it was insulting. And I'm a respectful person. I was brought up better. I have, different colors, all nationalities in my family. So whatever. Anyways, we get back on the bus, and this other and he's a big fucking Jethro-looking Bodine fucker sits next to me. And he goes, you know what? I feel the same way you do. I don't really find it funny. I go, then why did you laugh? He goes, well, I didn't want to be singled out. I go, you know what? That makes you 10 times worse because you know it's wrong and you went along with it.
Thank you.
Drop the fucking mic. And that was me at fucking 19, right before I joined the military.
Whoa. Whoa.
And I've got some fucking years on me now. I just turned 56 yesterday.
Yes.
So, like I said, I was told years ago by a JAG officer I should go into litigation because I'm really good at it. So, yeah. I don't know what good I'll do, but I know that, it's for my conscience. It's going to feed my soul. Even if I'm learning about to protect my own rights, because I don't know where I've had legally I've had my shit fucked with. That's why I'm going to law school because this fiduciary whatever, but it's leading to other avenues. It's not gonna. I know it's not. I know it's not just for me because what's happening with women's rights and just uh, um, the data centers and just so many different things even with the internet, there's so many things that are being misabused and not like other countries have guidelines and have regulations and are not allowed. This is fucking, like I said, we are the wild fucking West. There's reasons why other countries are scared as fuck to come
Okay.
here, right? We live in like
Wild
Jesse
Wild
James,
West.
goddammit. Fucking James gang up through here, shit. And let me tell you something. Trump is like fucking Ma Barker, fucking ruthless bitch. And got the whole family involved and shit, right? Good lord.
Yeah.
Oh. But
Absolutely.
anyway, yeah,
Absolutely.
that's just So one of the things one of my goals this in the future is to talk to other women about um uh just dealing with the sexual trauma and what we're dealing with in society now, because there's so much different content that's triggering every day. I'm finding myself triggered not just with the injustice with immigration, with women's bodily, autonomy being taken away, the the data centers, the Epstein files, not having any accountability, and constant seeing women being constantly fucked with, and just and these people think men think that it's okay. It's just there's and it's just there's like I said, Uranus just hit Gemini. This was in April 25th of this year. Every 84 years it hits, and when it does, there's always a huge fucking impact. Huge. The last three times was our Civil War. No, it was, excuse me, the atomic bomb, when they dropped the atomic bomb, the Civil War, and the Revolutionary War. And it could take months, it could take a year. So, within the next year or so, shit's about to blow the fuck up. Because Uranus represents technology, Gemini represents communication, and they both move rapidly. Right now, we are being pushed for race wars. There's a division in this country, and it's getting ready to fucking pop to a head. And our government is pushing that narrative. And the people of this fucking country are not fucking gonna sit down and take it lightly. We're not.
I'm not.
We sent our fucking sons to fight fucking Hitler, and that was overseas, goddammit. We're not fucking gonna have that shit in our own goddamn fucking country. We ain't. We just ain't.
Okay.
And I know I ain't the fucking only one that feels this way. And there's a lot of veterans out there that do. And the only ones that don't are the racist fucks.
Speaking
Because if you're
speaking of
still going with this, either you're stupid as fuck or you're racist as fuck. More than likely, you're both.
okay, Wendy, I have to apologize, but I have to leave
Oh,
because
yeah,
I
yeah,
have a
yeah. No worries. No worries. I enjoy
because
talking to you, Margaret. I always do. I always do. I always love talking to you.
I do too, and I have a meeting with another veteran. Okay,
Oh,
so 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 I have to we
tell him
have
I
to
love him, hey. Yep, tell him
I
welcome
will.
home.
Yes, yes, and hopefully I can get him on the live too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
absolutely, we all have to stick together, girl, and we know that,
That's
right?
what this is about. Right now, we cannot have any more division because that's what they want. The separation, because division, they can. It's easier to pluck us off. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend. The Art of War, Sun Tzu. I own 2 copies.
Okay, I got one too. The Art of
I own a
War.
paperback and I own a hardcover. So yeah. All right, honey. I love you.
Absolutely.
Have a good night.
I love you too. I love you too,
Thanks everybody
Wendy.
for joining us. I really appreciate the conversation. Have a good
Yes,
night.
I love it. You too. Thank you so much. Thank you all.